is not what's happening. Although we obsess about innovation, we must be mindful that making change happen is half the battle. Everyone wants innovation and change to happen. Almost every CEO of a major company will tell you that innovation is one of their core capabilities, an astounding 97%, in fact. This suggests that every major company has a strong commitment, support, and innovation capabilities, but our research has uncovered a different reality. But not everyone puts in the effort to make it happen. Roughly half of business leaders don't believe their company has a strong innovation plan. They don't believe they have enough time to work on new ideas, and they generally lack the capabilities to execute those ideas. This is an enormous disconnect, but it explains why so many companies become blindsided, disrupted, or less relevant than they were in the past. 50% don't believe their organization has a strong innovation plan. 55% don't believe their organization adapts quickly enough. 48% don't believe they have enough time to work on new ideas. 56% don't believe their organization knows how to turn ideas into reality. This disconnect explains why you have so much untapped potential. Innovation tactics are desired, but missing. Learn to innovate and experience a new level of success. This book will equip you with battle-tested methods to create the future. After conducting more than 10,000 innovation workshops and custom futurism projects, my team has encountered almost every type of innovation problem. We perfected this framework with our clients to create the ultimate guide, making innovation and change happen. Our habits have changed entirely in the past decade. Driven by media clutter and shrinking attention spans, our world has become headline-obsessed. Because of this, this book is designed to be action-packed, offering 2 ways to learn the content. Consume the content beginning to end. Just listen to each headline. Ideally, you can pick up this book from any section and be good to go. Let's do this. Or join 10 million people watching the keynote videos. My specialty is bringing innovation to life through engaging keynotes and workshops that combine exciting stories with tactical takeaways. If you are a visual learner, check out my YouTube videos. So far, I have added roughly 3 hours of content related to this book. At the time of publication, more than 10 million people will have watched the videos. Watch online at jeremygutsche.com. Join me on Twitter and Instagram at jeremygutsche. Forward by Malcolm Gladwell. Over 20 years ago, not long after I joined the staff of the New Yorker magazine, I met a young woman named Dee Gordon. She lived in Los Angeles in a sleek, modernist house up in Beechwood Canyon. She drove an immaculate vintage Pontiac Trans Am. She was young and hilarious and brilliant in a completely unexpected way, and she had a job I'd never heard of before. Companies hired her to figure out what was going to happen next. Like many people, I assumed that next was an unsolvable mystery, that anyone who claimed to be in the business of telling the future was deluded or worse. But then I followed Dee around for a while. I listened to the way she thought, and I soon began to realize that there was a real discipline and art to next. There were principles that could guide the way we thought about the future. I ended up writing an article about Dee Gordon and her work called The Cool Hunt. It ran in the New Yorker on March 17, 1997, where, unbeknownst to me, it was read by an enterprising young man named Jeremy Gutsche. Gutsche decided to build an entire infrastructure around Next, a network of correspondents around the world feeding their observations and predictions into a massive consumer insight database. Jeremy is kind enough to say that I inspired him, which is, I'm quite sure, a gross exaggeration. But even gross exaggerations are enormously flattering. So, here I am, 2 decades later, returning the favor by introducing you to one of Jeremy's most ambitious projects to date. You have in your hands a book about how to create the future. Before you start, I'd like to offer a few thoughts about how to think about that question.